So now today we start with a graphical method. The first graphical method is a Reban's graphical method. There are two methods. Okay. Now we are discussing for active earth pressure. Okay, and that is for a sandy soil, cohesionless soil. There are different cases to discuss this method. The first method is that phi angle is not equal to beta angle. The meaning is that when I draw these two lines, phi line and beta line, they will meet because they are not equal within this my drawing area. Okay, when they do not meet, then it is a case 2. Now what is the given data? The given data you can see, we know unit weight of the backfill, height of the wall is known, phi angle is known, angle of internal friction, wall friction delta is known, alpha is known, back of wall. So first calculate for an active earth pressure, as we discussed, that this PA is inclined with vertical, that is called as psi angle, which is alpha minus delta. Okay, now you take a suitable scale, take a scale, say 1:2, for example 1 centimeter is equal to say 1 meter. Okay, example, or you can take 1:50. This is 1:100. 1:50 means height will be in centimeter double. Okay, so let us draw the first horizontal line as I shown. Okay, then draw the a parallel line to this. Okay, so you can draw a parallel line. Then you know the alpha, from alpha, or before that draw a perpendicular to this vertical line. So this is the perpendicular, and from alpha find out 90 minus alpha and draw that 90 minus alpha line with vertical, because alpha is with the horizontal. So where it intersect, that is the back of wall, and this is the height h, vertical height is h. Okay, then draw a beta line. Okay, so beta with respect to horizontal in upward always. So this is a beta line. So best way you required to draw, while drawing you require the set square. Okay, then phi line is drawn with respect to this horizontal line upward directions. Okay, so suppose phi is 30, then I am drawing this line upward direction. Okay, so you can draw this line in the upward direction. So now these two lines are meeting at a point, is the D point. This is the same figure as we discussed in the last derivation, where phi line, this is a phi line and this is the beta line. Okay, so this angle is a beta angle and this angle is a phi angle. So these two lines intersect at a point D. Okay, so we got A point and base is B point. Now BD as a center. Okay, BD as a center, draw a semicircle, find out the center and draw a semicircle. So let us say the point somewhere here, this is the center of BD. Okay, and draw the arc, draw the half circle. So you draw the semicircle. Okay, so after this you draw a first with respect to this phi line. Okay, find out this psi line. Okay, and mark the angle psi and draw this line with respect to this. Okay, BD, draw a line. This line is only useful to draw the parallel line. So this angle is psi, so I call it as a psi line. This line is only to draw the line. So whatever the lines we draw inside this triangle ABD, they will be parallel to the psi line. That is only the use. Okay, now draw a line parallel to this psi line passing from the top, that is the A. Okay, so with this, and then you can transfer. So here you can draw a line parallel to this psi line. Okay, so this is also parallel to psi line. So these two lines are parallel. So it cuts the point at suppose a let us say L, sorry F. Next, okay. Now from F, draw a perpendicular. Draw a perpendicular from the F. So this angle is 90 degree. It cuts the semicircle at G. Cuts the semicircle at the J point. Okay. Then another arc will draw now. Now this B to J as a radius, B as a center, J as a radius. Draw a arc, cuts the phi line, and that point is the E point, which is the same as in our earlier derivation that CE is nothing but the same point, this E. Okay. Now from this E point, draw the line parallel. Okay, draw the line parallel. Again, inside line I said that parallel to psi line. This psi line, okay, parallel to this psi line. You can draw from the. So I can shift it. Yeah, okay. So you can join this line. So you get, this is the our failure point C. So if I join BC, I get the wedge ABC. Okay, but now we require the pressure. Okay, so to draw the pressure, okay, now I use a different color. Okay, so what we do now, again you draw a arc from point E as a center, okay, and EC as a radius. Okay, EC as a radius. So draw the arc. So it cuts the point, that is this point is different, not a M point. Okay, so once you get the M point, join this MC. So this, when you join this MC, so this triangle, area of the triangle, okay, gives me, okay, so this shaded area suppose gives me the active earth pressure, that is the active thrust or the resultant pressure. So this gives me PA. Okay, so to find the area of this shaded area, okay, you need to draw a perpendicular, okay, which will pass from the C. Okay, because we have to find out the height of the triangle. Okay, so let us draw a dotted line. Okay, so let us say K point, and this height is X. So area of this MC E gives me the finally the pressure or thrust. Okay, you can also join a failure wedge, so you get a lambda here. At this angle you can measure and find it. So ABC is the failure wedge. So this exactly follows the earlier Reban's conditions. From that the Reban has given this graphical method. Okay, so what you do now, you can see here, measure this CE line, okay, this is in centimeter, so convert back to the scale, convert in the meter. Okay, and then what is PA? Gamma into, okay, area of this MCE, because it is finally a force. Okay, so area of MC is ME half base ME into height X. Okay, so here I have to measure both ME and X. So what I do, because this angle, these two lines are parallel, psi line is parallel, therefore this is a parallel to psi line. CE line, this is parallel to psi line. So therefore ME is equal to CE, and if you take a sine of psi, it is x upon CE. So therefore x is equal to C sine phi, and if I substitute here, ME becomes C and x becomes C sine psi. So therefore finally my PA is equal to x by 2 C square sine psi. Here C is converted back into the, for example, in meter, because gamma value is in the meter. So this is how you get both the pressure and as well as the you get the failure angle lambda. So alternately you can also check that, you can also find out this PA from earlier concept which we derived. So this was the condition which we already derived. Okay, PA is equal to C and weight is equal to B. So if I write PA upon C, weight upon B, then weight is equal to, this weight is equal to weight of ABC, that is the failure wage. Okay, so weight of failure wage is also already we derived that ABC is equal to BCE. So I can substitute ABC as a BCE. So area of BCE, just now we discussed, it is a BE and base height is x. Okay, so again I can replace x as a CE sine phi. Okay, and you can substitute the BE so weight gamma by 2 BC sine phi. Okay, and multiply this C into and divided by B, so B get cancelled, so x by 2 CE sine psi into C. So P is equal to gamma by 2 C square sine psi, which is same as the. Now we'll discuss the case 2. Okay, when phi angle is approximately equal to beta. The meaning is, if I draw a phi line and beta line, they will not intersect within the page. Of course, you may say that you can reduce the scale, but that will give an error. So therefore, these all happen in 1871-63. So therefore, they know all the limitations. So accordingly, they devise. It was not like that time a use of computer or something like that. Okay. So when phi line and beta line are not equal, then how to find out this, the active thrust. Okay, again the data is the same, you know the data, gamma, phi, C0 of course, beta, delta and H. Calculate psi angle, that is alpha minus delta in active case. Select the scale like 1:100, 1:50. Okay, convert the height into the centimeter. Okay, and then you start first again, draw the parallel lines. Okay, so first line we can draw, this is the first line. Okay, draw the perpendicular. Okay, this vertical line you measure the height H in centimeter. So where it cuts, so there you draw another horizontal line that is parallel to the top. You can see this is parallel, this line is parallel here. Okay, so then find out 90 minus alpha and draw this angle. Suppose generally alpha is say 80 degree or 75 degree. If 80 degree, then this is 10 degree. Okay, then join this, so you get AB as a back of the wall, where B is at the base, A is at the top of the wall. Okay, then draw the beta line. Beta angle is inclined with respect to the, measure the angle, let us say 10 degree angle. Okay, and draw this beta line. Now suppose these two angles are very close. Okay, let us say this is 10 or 15 degrees suppose. Okay, then phi angle is suppose it is a 25 or 26. Okay, such that with this scale now it is marked upward. In active case it is marked upward. Okay, so with respect to horizontal, mark the phi line. So phi angle you mark, okay, and see now they will meet definitely outside the page. They will not meet within the page. Okay. So I will not reduce the scale. So for this, what to do? Okay, same procedure but slightly reduced. Okay, let us take a point which indicates suppose a D. It means this these two line will meet outside the page. Let that point if I take inside D. So this is a point D. Dash means it is the assumed value. Any point, let us take very close to outside, very close to that edge. Okay, now the procedure is same. So from D point, okay, draw the line parallel to that beta line. So this beta line, this line, okay, you can draw the line, okay, passing through the D point. Okay, say here. That's why you require a set square, big set square. Okay, so you can have this line. Okay, and now I'll extend this line. Meaning is that I reduce the wall of height h into a small height of h1. Okay, so this wall a point is transferred to a dash. Okay, so this can be different with a different person. It all depends upon how you take d dash. Okay, so its height will be also small. Then rest of the procedure is same as we discussed in the first case. Okay, so what is that? Take the BD as a diameter and draw a semicircle. Okay, now BD as a diameter, so let us find out the center and draw a semicircle. This procedure is same as earlier. Okay, then from this a dash point, okay, from this a dash point. Okay. Now before that this angle was a phi earlier. Let me write. Always once we mark beta, always mark the psi line. Okay, so this I calculate the psi. Okay, and psi angle is alpha minus delta. Suppose this angle is 78. Okay, alpha is suppose a 78, and this delta is suppose 1/3 of 5 is 30. So let us say 10 degree from the 68. So with respect to this line, phi line, with respect to phi line, measure the angle and draw the psi line. So this angle is a psi angle. So this is a psi line. Okay, so draw the line. See, psi line is always used to draw the parallel lines. That is its use. Okay, so therefore, so let us draw this a parallel line parallel to psi line from the A. Okay, so this psi transfer here. And then draw this line. This is the point. Then this point, last time we had written f dash, because all dash indicate it is the assumed point with respect to D. Okay, now draw a perpendicular. This procedure is same as the case 1, perpendicular to the BC. So you can join this. This is the J dash point. Because these all points will differ with respect to the person as how he assumed the D dash point. Okay, Next procedure is again the same. Then bj dash as a radius, b as a center, bj dash as a radius, draw an arc. So it cuts the point, okay, and that point is the e dash. So that point is the e dash. Okay, now what is the next procedure? To draw the line from e dash parallel to psi line. No, in that case the height will be the smaller height. I have to transfer for a, because e dash is actually, I call it as a key point. Okay, this I call it as a key point, because this point decide the area of that earth pressure. Okay, so therefore I will try to transfer this point on the original height, just like a proportionality. As we mathematically we discuss proportionality. Okay, same proportionality is here in graphically. What you do, first you join a dash e dash, because this e dash, if I continue draw a line parallel to psi line, it will for small height. So to transfer it for actual, means a point to a dash point, e dash point will also somewhere transfer to other point. Okay, so join a dash e dash point and draw a line parallel this a dash e dash. Okay, and transfer it to the a, transfer it. This is my final E point. That is now with respect to the height h. Okay, now the procedure is same. Remaining procedure is again it is same, that is again from point E. Now you draw the line parallel to the psi line. Okay, so parallel to this psi line you draw a line parallel to this line. Draw this line from the point E. Okay, so this is the point C, is the point of the failure wedge. Okay, if I join ABC, then I get the failure wedge. Okay, so the next procedure is again same, from point C, point E, and radius as E to C. Okay, draw an arc, so it cuts the point M. Okay, that's the point M. Join this M to this triangle, again MCE gives me the, finally this shaded area is the BA. Okay, and this is same as we discussed earlier. Measure the C, say let us say it is in centimeter. Okay, convert back into the scale, that is in meter, and then the area of this PA is gamma into area MCE. Okay, so base is the ME. Okay, so if I draw a perpendicular passing through the C, I get the height. But I am not measuring the x, I am only measuring the CE, where ME is equal to the radius CE and height x, because this angle is a psi angle. So you can find out sine of psi x upon c, so I can convert x as a c sine psi. So this expression remains same as gamma by 2 c square sine psi, where you can convert the CE, because CE should be in meter then and then, because gamma is also in kilonewton per meter cube. So in this way you can find out this. Okay, and you can also join the failure plane B to C and measure the angle lambda. Okay, so in this way the PA and the lambda will be determined. So now we'll move to the case 3 when phi angle and beta angle both are equal. It means both lines are parallel, that is phi line and the beta line. Okay, so again the input data is the same, gamma phi c0 because it is cohesionless, height is known, delta is generally taken 1/3 to 2/3 of phi, beta is known, surcharge line, beta wall angle alpha is known. So for active thrust psi angle it is alpha minus delta, inclination of PA with vertical. Okay, so take the scale, let us say 1:100 example or 1:50, anything as per convenience. Okay, so once we know the scale, so you know the height, convert that height. So first we draw the horizontal line. Okay, then you draw the perpendicular to this line. Okay, then you know the alpha, so find out 90 minus alpha and then draw this 90 minus alpha. Okay, so 90 minus alpha will be with vertical, so at base it is alpha. Okay, let us say A, B. Okay, for example alpha is let's say 78 degree and beta may be around 7 to 10 degree. Then draw the beta line first, that is inclined. At the same time, at the base where this height is intersecting, from there you draw the horizontal line and then you have to join the AB, that is back up wall, you get the angle alpha. Okay, now with respect to beta horizontal line, draw the upward inclination of phi line. So this time phi is very small, let us say 10 degree suppose or 15 degree. Okay, so this is drawn upward phi, so this is the phi line. Okay, then with respect to this phi line, find out what is the psi angle. Okay, and draw that. For example, if it is 78 minus suppose 7 approximately is delta suppose. So with respect to this, okay, 78 minus 7, so you draw this as a psi angle. So this is a psi line. Okay, now the here question is how to get the D, because both the line parallel, they will meet at infinity. So can I mark the D dash on the phi line and complete like the earlier case? If it is like that, then why this case is required? So how to solve this? Okay, meaning is that both lines they can't meet, so therefore the area between the two lines, see that the triangle which we form finally MCE, that will remain same, the area will remain same. Okay, as the point E or C moves towards the A or away from the A, area remains same. So therefore directly we can take the any point E on the phi line, because area remains same. So that's why. Okay, let us take this. Okay, and draw the line parallel to psi, or you can measure the psi angle and draw the line. So this angle is also psi because it is parallel to psi line. Okay, so it cuts the C point. Okay, Then the procedure is same. Draw the arc from the E. Okay, let us take E to C as a radius, E as a center, and draw the arc. Okay, so join this. This is the point M. So join M, C, and E. So this gives me the area, gives me the PA. Okay, and expression remains same. Measure a CE in meter. Okay, and write down gamma by 2 C square sin psi. So this is a very simple case because both the lines are parallel. Okay, so now we move to the passive earth pressure. Okay, using this Rabon's method. Okay, so data unknown again is the same. Gamma phi C0, height is known, delta is known, beta is known. Now here you calculate the psi angle, that is inclination of PP with vertical. Now this time it is alpha plus delta. Okay, this all we discuss in the derivation. You can go back and check. Okay, so here we have to find out what is the passive force, resultant passive force per unit length. Okay, so there is a small change in the procedure. Okay, otherwise the basic steps are the same. So first you again, now this time you try to draw the figure at the center of the page, not in the left corner. Okay, so first draw the horizontal line. Okay, then draw a perpendicular to this line. From A. Okay, then mark the height h in centimeter. Okay, and then draw the again parallel horizontal line. Okay, now find out alpha and mark the face of wall. Okay, so 90 minus alpha with respect to vertical from point A with respect to vertical, draw the inclination line. So this is 90 minus alpha, so where it cuts, so that is the base B. Okay, so this is the A wall. Then as usual mark the beta line, measure the angle. Okay, mark the beta line. So this is upward beta. Okay, so this is the ground line. Then mark the phi line. Now this time the phi is marked in downward direction. Okay, with respect to horizontal. So suppose it is 30 degree, then from B, so this is the change in the procedure. Okay, so this angle is marked as phi, downward direction. But this is the phi line. Now of course you can see here these two lines are not meeting on right hand side, but I can enlarge on left hand side of the wall, then I get the point D. Okay, so here also we are discussing the condition, that is both phi is not equals to beta. Okay, like a first condition, case 1. So this is the beta line and phi line. Now they will meet on the left hand side, other side, because this angle is the opposite direction. So let us extend this on the back side of the wall or opposite side of the contact surface. Okay, also extend this beta line. So this point of intersection is at D. Okay, so this is the phi line and this is the beta line. Okay, so then draw then the procedure is again the same. Okay, so BD as a diameter, find the center and draw a semicircle. You can draw the semicircle. Okay, then the next procedure is same. As I said, what I discussing, that you have to mark this psi line. Okay, this is the psi line with respect to always phi line. Okay, for example, this angle is 78 degree and this is delta is 10, so this is almost a 88 degree with respect to the phi line. This was suppose 78 degree alpha, this is alpha. So the next is mark, draw the line parallel to this psi line from A. This is the top A, this is the B. Okay, so you can draw a parallel line. You can see, check is it parallel or not. Okay, so this line is parallel to psi line. Okay, so I get the point F. Then draw the perpendicular to this BD from the point F. So I get the point G. Okay, and now BJ as a radius, B as a center, draw an arc. Okay, so B to J, okay, as a radius, B as center. If I draw the arc here, then it will like again the active pressure, because my passive pressure lines are on the right hand side. So therefore this from J, draw the arc on phi line, but on the right hand side, because if I mark it on, say, like this, then this will be again the active pressure again. Okay, so therefore I got the point E. Okay, and then again draw the line parallel to the this phi line, or this angle you can measure phi or psi angle. So draw the line parallel to the this. Okay, psi line. So you can measure, or you measure the angle or draw a parallel line. So this is the C point, this is the E point, and this is the C point. Okay, so you can join the BC also, but first we complete the arc pressure. Okay, procedure is same. From E, the radius is E to C. Okay, so draw the arc. So you get the point M. So this is your point M. So join C and M. Okay, so MCE is the area of the P. PP is much greater than PA, that's why the area of this triangle is much greater. Okay, so this and this CE. Okay, this triangle gives the PP. Similarly, you know the C point, you can join BC. So this is the failure plane, this is the failure plane. So ABC is the weight, the green line. Okay, so therefore you can see this, the PP is equal to gamma by 2 C square sin psi. This is same as earlier. Okay, area of this MCE, draw the perpendicular, okay, on BC, that is X. Okay, find out area, half base into height x. X is converted as c into sin psi, so a gamma by 2 c square sin psi. Okay, measure the angle. This you get the lambda also, so you get lambda also. So this convert this c in the original scale, that is in meter. Okay, so this is how the passive pressure or cohesionless value got. Okay, similarly you can do with the other cases. Phi is approximately b, so here you don't get the d point, they will meet outside. Okay, in second case phi approximately to beta, assume the point d dash. Okay, then the same procedure, then only you have to transfer e dash to e, same as that. Okay, so the procedure is same.